We're on the verge of a strategic Bitcoin reserve in the United States, which has caused Bitcoin's price to rip not just past 100K, but 101K, 102K, 103, 104, and it even got to 105K as of this recording. We've got price predictions of Bitcoin reaching $1 million a coin this cycle. And even still, people are distracted.
So what's your 5-year price target on Bitcoin?
Well, so if we're in 2025 now, 2030, I'd say it's somewhere between $700 and $1 million per Bitcoin.
I'll tell you why, Anthony, because every single time the Bitcoin explodes, crypto explodes with it. Which leads me to our topic for today. The crypto scams are coming.
What is that? What is that?
And this time around, you won't be presented with a bored ape. You'll be presented with a banana. You're going to start to see ridiculous stuff, like Justin's son eating a banana that he bought for $6.2 million. He recently launched a Tron token with an annual yield of 20%, fully subsidized by the Tron DAO. Don't worry. When asked where the yield comes from, he simply says, "It's because we have plenty of money. So stop asking me questions like, where does the yield come from? You are the yield." And recently, rug pull Raoul has come out with a novel Banana Zone series. In his words, Ethereum NFTs are the fastest horse, and he doesn't own any Bitcoin.
The reason I don't own ETH is because I'm trying to back the fastest horse. Like I don't own Bitcoin. I have one Bitcoin. I'm trying to back the fastest horse. It's nothing to do with I don't like Ethereum or I don't like Bitcoin. I'm just trying to maximize my opportunity in the best risk-adjusted return.
This dude is smoking on the same stuff that had Aaron Rodgers hallucinating during games. Raoul, we don't need NFTs. We got people enshrining the Constitution and the Bill of Rights on the Bitcoin blockchain this time around. We don't want to invest in another project you promoted like Terra Luna, which was a bigger Ponzi scheme than Bernie Madoff's. We don't want to invest in the next FTX or Binance or any other rug pull project that you've promoted in the past. I'm going to share wisdom that Bitcoiners share with family and friends every single cycle. There's a difference between Bitcoin and everything else. Even David Portnoy knows better.
The only crypto anybody should be involved in is spelled Bitcoin. I've learned that the hard way. If you want to try to make quick bucks, do not cry to me if you get rug pulled in any crypto like I did with SafeMoon. You have to know you're probably getting rug pulled going in. It's all a Ponzi scheme, only Bitcoin.
I'm going to show you a few signs to help you avoid crypto scams and getting frauded out of your money in 2025. This is Dante Cook with Bitcoin Simply. Let's go.
I feel like it's the dream to make a meme coin, have it go up to be worth billions of dollars, and then you just cash out for like 500 million, and you did no work, created no value to society, and you're just forever wealthy. The scary thing is that's happened to many people.
As a former, I don't know if you still are, stand-up comedian, I feel like you would appreciate, if you come up with a joke that gains worldwide recognition, shouldn't you get paid for that?
That is probably the funniest joke of all that I've heard.
No, James, it's not funny. There are real people losing their life savings and their hard-earned money trying to invest and gamble in the next meme coin that will go to the moon. People conflate crypto with Bitcoin because Bitcoin dominates the entire industry. In fact, its market cap represents 57% of the entire crypto industry. And this means when Bitcoin rises, a bunch of other crap floats with it.
So if Bitcoin, rips higher here by 50%, you're going to see people make fortunes on coins that have no utility. It's just reality. It becomes a casino around it. And that casino is going to continue through this year.
Let's go back to rug pull Raoul. In his latest thesis about the Banana Zone, he talks about why this is the great crypto window and why this is the best investing period that you can get into in your lifetime. And in all of his macro analysis and charts, he's using Bitcoin. What is his seasonal investing analysis on? Bitcoin. What about measuring against global liquidity? Bitcoin. What about halving cycle or Bollinger cycle analysis? He's looking at Bitcoin. What about halving price analysis? Bitcoin. But he said earlier that he doesn't really own Bitcoin. He's investing and betting on other projects. So why does he tell you all about Bitcoin and use Bitcoin as a reference in all of his analysis, but then recommend projects like Sui? I wonder why.
You join the board of the Sui Foundation when you probably get thousands of advisory requests per year. What's so special about the Sui network before prices went up, right, or was starting to go up, that made you want to join the Sui rocket ship?
So I was asked to, by somebody I really, really respect in the space, and I understood why, because I'm in the Cayman Islands. And it's Cayman Islands Foundation, you want physical presence, and I'm crypto native, so it's like, okay, this makes sense. Because a lot of people have kind of bullshit Cayman directors.
All right, a couple red flags here. When Sui blows up at the end of the cycle, it's because you're going to know that he was on the board and he was receiving shares in compensation for recommending it. The fact that he talked about openly needing to BS Cayman directors and having a presence on the ground should give you all of the information that you need to know about investing in this particular project. Every single cycle, Bitcoin is getting lumped in with all of these projects, like the Hawk Tuah coin being the most recent example. Haley Welch scammed people out of millions of dollars and literally posted a picture of going to lay on the beach right after it. You know why she was on the beach relaxing? Because Michael Saylor orange-pilled her into buying Bitcoin.
So after I saw Michael Saylor speak at the Bitcoin conference, I have decided to start putting some money into crypto, and I just want to say, oh my God, thank you so much, Mr. Saylor.
Let me give you common mistake number one to help you avoid a crypto scam. Is there a founder or foundation still involved with the project? What makes Bitcoin different than any other crypto project is that the anonymous founder and developer Satoshi Nakamoto disappeared after 2010, leaving the project to function and to operate on its own. He didn't do it to create mystery around the project. He saw that different projects in the past like eGold, eCash, Hashcash, BitGold, B-Money, reusable proof of works, all had a single flaw. They had founders and people at the center, which left them vulnerable to be shut down in the event of a government wanting to overthrow the project. So, how to avoid a crypto scam? If you see any rapper, celebrity, or well-known person involved promoting their own token with their name or their affiliation in it, well, it's probably a scam because it can be shut down and they will have to pay their overlords when it becomes successful. Number two, are they developing something new or novel? Bitcoin wasn't just some random invention. It was actually a technological breakthrough that solved the Byzantine general's problem. A computer science marvel if you ask anyone who was involved in the 40 years of research and development projects that went on before Bitcoin. People have done the work to identify the distinctions, not just individuals, but big corporations like Fidelity. They were the first institution that recognized that Bitcoin was different than all the other crypto projects and came out with the famous PDF called Bitcoin First. Listen to their director of research talk about why Bitcoin is novel and why it's different than every other crypto.
This is one of the questions we still get to this day of, okay, I hear about Bitcoin, I know a little bit about it, I've learned a little bit, but how do I view it? Why are there all these other tokens and how is it the same or different? And so with the report, we try to give in all of our research both sides of everything, but we do also take a pretty hard stance of how we view Bitcoin. And for us, it is similar to you and a lot of your listeners, I know. To us, it is very different. It was not only the first, but it's also the one that's the most secure, the most decentralized. And that's what makes it, in our opinion, suited to be an aspiring monetary good, or the one that can best fulfill that role as a monetary good. And so that puts it in a class of its own. And we go through the report and we say why that is, and then why it's likely to maintain that position. You know, of course, the biggest one being monetary goods have huge network effects. And to answer one of your questions in there about the liking it to the invention of the wheel, the point of that part of the paper was once you have this leap forward, this 0 to 1 moment, this discovery of a technology like Bitcoin, nobody can unsee that. That can't be undone anymore. Just like, as I imagine, once the wheel was invented, nobody else could unsee that. It was forever invented and forever would be used. And so this is one of the things I really try to emphasize with people that aren't especially as technologically savvy or economically savvy about things, is that this was a huge technological breakthrough. Bitcoin had never been done before. Computer scientists have been trying to crack this really hard problem for at least 40 years by many measures. And so you have to at least come to terms with the fact that we do have a huge breakthrough in technology here. For the first time ever, you can have digital scarcity.
So if they're just making payments faster, or they're offering decentralized DeFi, submarine swaps, these things already exist in normal finance, and you should run whenever you hear the project. Before we go to tip number 3 of how to avoid a crypto scam, are they offering a guaranteed return or yield? We're going to go to our sponsors. One of the things that you hear in the Bitcoin lore is to never sell your Bitcoin. Well, the reason that Ledin was invented in the first place was to allow people to unlock liquidity in their Bitcoin without having to sell their Bitcoin. Since 2018, they've lent out over $6.5 billion worth of loans to over tens of thousands of people who wanted a peace of mind in a confident and secure way to borrow against their Bitcoin. You can receive funds in less than 24 hours. The process is as simple as filling out a 2-minute application. Go to ledin.io/borrowing in order to fill out an application in order to unlock liquidity in dollars or your local currency in Bitcoin. That's ledin.io/borrowing. Our next sponsor helps you to take full custody of your Bitcoin and to master all the skills necessary to do it. And that sponsor is the Bitcoin Way. Members of their team will walk you through proper 100% self-custody, so you can remove all counterparty risk by removing your keys from third-party custodians, like Coinbase, and guaranteeing that you protect your generational wealth the right way. Head to thebitcoinway.com and schedule a free 30-minute consultation with their team. That's thebitcoinway.com. Tip number 3 for how you can spot a crypto scam. Are they offering a guaranteed return or a yield? As mentioned in the intro, Justin Sun just rolled out a new Tron token which offers a guaranteed 20% yield. His response to the people that question them should shock you. All interest will be sent in advance to a transparent address. There's no other reason. It's simply because we have plenty of money. So stop asking me questions like, where does the yield come from? If you don't know where the yield is coming from, it's coming from you. You are the yield. Anyone offering a guaranteed return should think of Bernie Madoff. Harry Markopoulos was one of the few people in the world that saw the Ponzi out in the open. When he saw that Bernie Madoff guaranteed 12% returns, knowing he needed to make a 16% return just to pay his hedge fund managers their 4% fee. When he did the simple math and ran through the option strategies that they were employing and looking at the trades that they had done, he saw that that was mathematically impossible. Like most of these DeFi projects, they're just taking real capital, your capital, and pocketing it and giving you some sort of worthless token as a reward. In every case, it's people like you and real people in the real world that get burned. In June 2009, Bernie Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in prison, and JP Morgan had to pay $2.6 billion worth of settlements and fines as they helped to cover up this thing that had been going on in their midst without them knowing for over 20 years. Thousands of lives were completely destroyed. Everyday Americans like you and me. Literally on December 30th of last year, the victims were finally repaid. There were over 41,000 victims in 127 countries. The sheer amount of destruction is almost unfathomable. But you know what was a bigger Ponzi scheme than Madoff's? Terra Luna. At its height, it was found that they were funneling $80 million labeled as operating expenses to the founder Do Kwon's personal wallets. With Bitcoin, you don't have to send your money to some random intermediary or person in between in order to get the value and benefits. You simply buy, hold, save, and store your Bitcoin safely in self-custody. Your money can be followed on-chain, transparent and available for anyone to see. Like the person who sent 11,620 Bitcoin for a fee of $1.50 in less than 5 minutes. Bitcoin is an openly available distributed network that doesn't rely on middlemen or third parties in order to transact and allow you to move money and store value in something that gives you hope and optimism for the future. That is not crypto. Crypto is fundamentally different. There is no foundation, there is no black box.
That's the bull market. You shouldn't own Bitcoin because it's going to underperform. And in the bear market, you should own stable coins. So in which case, why should you ever own Bitcoin?
What's happening with UST price? And Raoul, I don't know if you want to pull up a chart too. It's not looking pretty.
I just interviewed Doe this morning, by the way.
Raoul, when you hopped into this recording room, UST price was at 98 cents being defended. Do you know what it is right now?
No.
It's at 92 cents. Yeah.
Don't listen to guys like Rug Pull Raoul. Just buy Bitcoin. If you feel that Bitcoin is freedom technology, then I invite you to join me and hundreds of people from around the world in Dallas, Texas from April 3rd through April 6th at the BitBlockBoom conference. You're going to get to hear from some of your favorite speakers like Marty Bent, Parker Lewis, Guy Swan, Bob Burnett, and you're also going to get access to educational workshops and exclusive events with your favorite Bitcoiners like me and others that I mentioned earlier at our Saturday casino night. The ticket is all-inclusive, and you can get $100 off by going to bitblockboom.com and entering the promo code BBB25. That's bitblockboom.com with the promo code BBB25. I hope that when Bitcoin's price starts to run, you start to finally recognize the difference between Bitcoin and the other crypto tokens out there. This is Dante Cook with Bitcoin Simply. Happy stacking.